guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Misha. If you're new here, hello, and if you're returning, welcome back. So I'm sure you could tell by the title, I actually don't know what I'm going to title this, but by the time you see this, it will have a title. I am going to be making my nephew his 3rd birthday present. So with that being said, I saw a really cute like matching game that they had crocheted that was made up of a turtle and then little baby turtles that go inside of the big turtle, and on the bottom of the shells are like different colors for you to be able to match them. However, my nephew isn't really into turtles. He is, however, super into trucks. So I was thinking, and he loves not just any trucks, but construction trucks. So I was thinking of a yellow construction truck that holds a bunch of little cones, and the cones will be the matching game. On one side of the cones, they will be orange, and on the other side, they will be a different color that he has to match. How am I going to make this? I don't know. I am not a big crocheter. I've only been crocheting for a few months. I have made a few things since starting, but I'm not really sure how to start this project. I just know that I think it'll be super cute for his 3rd birthday, you know, for him to learn how to match, for him to have a cute little crochet truck with a bunch of little cones inside, so even when he's not matching them, he can play with the little truck, you know what I mean? So let's get started on this. Welcome to my channel. My name is Misha. I've been knitting for 20 plus years, and I've been crocheting for a few months. I love to make things. I also cook, bake, and do my hair. So like pretty much my channel is whatever I feel like I want it to be. But if you want to see my design for this to execution of how I finish it, go ahead and watch. Oh, please make sure that you subscribe and hit that like button. It really helps. All right, now let's get into design. I do not know if I want this to be a flat truck or a fluffy truck with stuffing inside so that way he can hug it. I first was thinking like a flat truck made the most sense to fit all the other things in there, but then I was thinking he can't really play with it when he's not doing the matching game because it'll be flat unless he like questions. Okay, so before we even get into the cones, let's focus solely on the truck aspect. So let me try to make visual of this. I'm running into the problem of what kind of construction truck do I want it to look like? Do I want it to be a hauler? Do I want it to be one of the ones with the claws? Like which one is most ambiguous that like he would recognize it right away? That's my current problem that I'm having. That's problem number 1. Rough sketch. So if I made it flat, this is like the design I was thinking of. However, should I do this a different color and then this yellow? Or should I do the whole thing yellow and black? Because that's like, to me, that's like the generic truck that everybody knows that hauls rocks. Now, I had asked my sister which would he recognize more, rocks or cones, for like the matching aspect of it. But she said either or, and I think little cones would be so cute inside of a little truck. Now, I just don't know if I want it to be flat or 3D, you know what I mean? So I'm looking online and like this style of truck, this is what I'm thinking of in my head. It's the most common. I think that he'll recognize it. But the question is, do I want it to be flat or do I want it to be 3D? I'm still undecided. But this is the design that I think I'm going to go with, and I am going to stick with cones. Even though it's a rock carrying truck, I just think cones make the most sense. Because all these other truck designs don't really carry, like wouldn't have cones inside of it, so it wouldn't make sense. Okay, so let me get back to drawing and designing this, and then I'm gonna move from there. I will show you guys once I start, you know, the making process. Hi guys, welcome back. So I decided to make it a plushie that he can hold and not just like flat. So here is the little front of the truck, and then I did make the little windows. So here is going to be like the little front window. He's kind of looking a little miniony, but he won't, I promise. And then the little side windows, and then I'm gonna have like a gray undercarriage that connects all of it with like 2 wheels, and then a yellow back that is going to hold all of the said cones. But this is where we're at so far. Hey you guys, okay, so I have the little front of the truck done. This is looking so minion or so alien or like those little box people, but yeah, here's the front of the truck. Stick with me for the vision. So I've started working on the caboose, or like the back of the truck. I'm calling it a caboose. Don't know if that's what it's called. Don't quote me on that. So here's my vision. I'm gonna have this, and then I'm gonna do 2 layers, put stuffing so that way it stands up on its own like that, you know, around the 4 sides. And I think this little back flap, I'm gonna have it where it's able to go like that so he can pull out the cones and then shove them back in there, and there'll be like a button for him to button. I think that will work because trucks, you know, have that little back thing. Because if not, I'm gonna have it be able to open from the top, which, I mean, also a good idea. I'm just not 100% sure what I'm gonna do. And if I have the little caboose fall back, I'm thinking about like making the chains like gray so it looks like chains, like a truck. Don't know. Still working on it, but here's where I'm at right now. I'm praying this looks like a truck and that he will recognize it, because right now it's not. This is very much trust the process kind of a thing. Hi guys! Okay, so I did show you that I finished this front part of the trunk, which isn't looking very truck-like by itself, but I am almost done with the caboose. Check it out. And it'll attach like this. I'm going to make a gray basin for both of them to attach to, and the wheels. I'm still deciding if I want the truck to open this way, or if I want the truck to open like a truck would this way with little gray chains that attach it. And I really think that would be so cute and much more like authentic to the truck. But I don't know. I'm still going to make the last part of the caboose and then decide. And then I'll attach like something black right here, or like, yeah, black, so that way it looks like a truck filled. But that is where I'm at. It is looking much more truck-like with the caboose. Like this on its own doesn't look like a truck. This together looking much more truck-like. Like you get the idea that they're windows now, you know? Okay, you guys, I just finished the caboose. It is so cute. I am like loving how this came out. Look at the little caboose. So I decided to make the little part where he's going to pull the cones out of. Look, it has little chains like a little truck. I'm gonna put a button right here that it'll attach to so he can button it shut. But look, now with the caboose attached, it looks more like a truck. But I'm going to make the gray basin next that'll attach to the wheels. But this is what we got so far. I also made it so it has like ridges kind of, so it looks like the truck is filled with something, you know what I mean? How trucks have like sand, dirt, I don't know, trucks have construction things in it. I also made it so it stands on its own, so once the basin's on it, it'll be able to stand up, you know, and like glide. I am like loving the way this is coming out. I was so unsure when I did this guy first, but you have to trust the process because look how cute it is already starting to look. Okay, you guys, I finished the truck aspect of this. So here's the little truck. Isn't he so cute? Look at his little grill and his little tires. So in the back, I put this button so that way he can button it to keep the cones in there. Now this part will stretch out once the cones are in, but right now I just have it pushed in so the truck looks skinnier, but he'll look more like this, like a truck. And then when he's done with the cones, he can just shove them in there and button it close like that to keep the cones with the game inside of the little truck. I can't believe I did this without a pattern. Actually, I can. This does not look like it has a pattern. This looks like something I just thought up in my brain and threw together, so. But he came out so cute. Okay, so let me work on the cones next. Here's the color that I got for the cones, a very cone color. I'm not sure how I'm going to do the cones quite yet, though. I think I'm gonna do, because in the turtle game, which is what I'm kind of basing this one off of, it's like a little circle on the bottom of the turtle, but the turtle's bigger and these cones are going to be a bit smaller, so I don't know if I should do the cone, one side of the cone is completely orange and then the other side is a completely different color, and then just sew them together with orange so you won't be able to tell that the other side's a different color. I think that's my plan for right now, but we shall see. I never know how these things are going to go until I get started with them, just for the simple fact that, like I said, I have no pattern for this. I am just freehanding all of this, so let's see how it turns out. So the truck came out so good without a pattern, okay? So good. What is this? What is this cone? This doesn't even look like a cone. It looks more like a fidget spinner. I don't know if you guys can see it, but that is horrible. So then I was like, I could design something better than this. I came up with this. This doesn't look like a cone either. What is this? It looks like a little hat. Okay, like a little Amish pilgrim hat. I don't know. Okay. So originally when I was dreaming up this truck idea, I wanted to put rocks, like little faux rocks in it, and have that be the matching game. But then I thought cones would be so much cuter and cones would be easier. Cones are not easier. Cones are not easier. I got way too confident making the truck without a pattern that I thought I could make cones without a pattern, and for some reason cones just elude me. And then on top of that, trial and error. Look at this one's so much bigger, and this is supposed to be the back to this one. So we are moving away from the cone idea. I think we're gonna go to rocks because your girl can't get cones down, and my nephew's birthday is coming up quick, so done. Okay, you guys, it is finally done. The little truck is completed. Okay, I think I spoke about this, but I'm 100% not sure. I was going to do cones, but the cones were not coming out, so I ended up going with little rocks. Look how cute these are. So there are 10 rocks, so 5 colors, and I'm gonna go over the colors with you guys, and then I will insert a video of how the game works. But the colors that I chose are red, yellow, orange, purple, and where is my green? They came out so cute. They fit in the truck perfectly, so obviously like he can store his game all together, and it's a little matching game. If you guys don't remember how to play, like I said, I'll insert a video after this showing you guys, but he will just put them into the truck here, so that way he can store his little game all together, and he can take it with him on trips, and he doesn't even have to use it for the matching aspect. He can also just like set up the rocks and drive the little truck around it. It has this little button to keep it all together, and here it is, completely finished. Now I was inspired by something that I had seen previously where somebody did it with a turtle. I think I've talked about that. I don't know who the original creator of that game is. And I thought if they could do it with the turtle, I can do it with the truck for my nephew since he loves construction trucks. But this was definitely a trust process because this did not look like a truck in the beginning. But look how cute he is now with his little grill, his little windows. He has like his little carry feel. Boop, boop, boop. So let me show you how the game works, and yeah, if you like this kind of content, make sure that you like this video and you subscribe to me because I've got a lot of other really cute things that I'm going to be making here pretty soon. But yeah, also I did this whole project in single stitch crochet except for the windows. These are half double crochet, but everything else is single stitch. So in case you guys are asking, I didn't have a pattern. I literally just made this off of my like top of my brain. So if I can do it, you can do it. That's always how I feel. If I created this just like from my imagination, you can too. So I hope this inspires you guys to make stuff. So let's get into showing you how the game works. Here's the truck completely finished and all of the little rocks. Now this is with all of the color sides, but they all look exactly the same on the other side, and you mix them up like so, and then you just flip it over and try to find the matching one. And that is the game for my nephew. And after he's done mixing, matching, and even setting up piles so that way the car can drive through, all of the rocks fit back into the truck. So all he has to do is grab them and shove them in here. They all fit in here nice and neat. All he has to do is button this close like so, and then his truck is ready to be put away, driven around, or played. Still nice and squishy and ready to play another day. Thanks you guys for watching. Make sure to hit that comment button, that like button, and subscribe. I love to make things all the time. Please don't ask me for a pattern. I didn't write a pattern for this. I kind of just freehand the whole thing. But I hope this inspires you that if I can do it, you can do it.